all honesty, I was just trying to finish the dry brushing on these. How's everybody doing tonight? Woo, I gotta set all kinds of stuff up now. We're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this to plug that in. And we're gonna move all these wires. And we'll turn on the chat on my side. Okay. How is everybody tonight? Whew. Let's turn on some tunes. Fire this thing up. There we go. Good day. How you doing, tabletop? Kind of zoom out a little bit so we can see. I have, well, you saw the video. I got the box from One Page Rules, the Broken Truth box. And just to show you guys, I think this is the second level of stuff, the amount of models you get in it. For just the Saurians. Bam. All that. All of that. And I talked about it a little bit last night. We're going to be doing some orange on these today. Why? Because I have a feeling it might look cool. Orange, and then I did the color wheel thing and found this really cool blue I'm going to use on it. Hey, Timothy, how you doing? What do you think about the tiers? I think the tiers are great. I think the tiers are great. So, what do we want to start with? We got melee saurians, shooting saurians, geckos, gators. Put him over there. Let's see here. Let's start with the melee saurians. Pull them there. Pop open this stuff. We'll put you over there so I don't splash you with flow aid because that would just be terrible. All right, and if you've noticed, I've cut down the amount of paints up here, so I'm going to try to keep these tight. And for that color, for the skin, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's get it to where the camera focus is nice. Hey, Kelvin, how you doing? Pull that back in. And for the color for the skin, I really like this nuclear sunrise. So this is going to be the orange we use for their scaly skin. The models that come in the box, they are built and ready to go. Their plan for this was to be like, a couple kids get the game or someone gets the game for somebody else and they just pop it open and go. Good morning. Paper towel too. I am so discombobulated. I got a late start on the prep work for this, so we're a little bit late. So let's move the geckos over here. Move that there. There we go. They're definitely nice looking. Let me find one of the thing is they only sent me a certain number of plastic ones. Here, these are the plastic ones. So this is what they look like, all primed up and dry brushed out. So we'll start with this one. I got my brushes out. These ones were, I think they glue them or they fuse them at the where they produce them, but these came already on the bases. No, I primed it gray and then dry brushed it white. Okay, we'll use that one for a good old undercutting slash slap chop painting scheme, which I think will look great. Yeah, it would be a real shame if someone painted them pink. Who would ever do that? Oh yeah, once they're done, there will definitely be a battle report video for the two armies. Hmm. No, there's absolutely no warping on these bases. Your lizard ate your burrito. Oh no. Is that, no, that's part of the. No, it's not part of the armor. Okay. How flexible or stiff? Okay, let me hold this. See, this is one of the plastic ones, and that is about as flexible as it gets right there. A little piece on the tail. They are definitely rigid plastic. Where the glove? Yeah, he's got one glove on. Okay. YouTube notifications do stink. I'm doing a little experiment with this today too, with the live stream. Just with the settings, because I have a feeling there are, YouTube is doing YouTube stuff. Let me put, where we go? Let me put a few more drops of this in there just to get a little bit more vibrant. Okay, maybe a lot more drops in there. Because this, yeah. A little bit heavier orange on there. All right. Ooh, and we got our Saurian captain. And so how's everybody doing today? This is Nuclear Sunrise. Yeah, so I was a few minutes late today because I was trying to clean up a little bit here. Do the plastic ones feel as stable as models that you have with a hammerable tough resin? I think I will say they feel just as strong as that, but I bet you if I hit it with a hammer, they would probably flatten out a little bit. Just because of the nature of plastic. So if you do get the models, don't hit them with a hammer. Why is my light doing that? Hold on a second. There we go. Sometimes I gotta cycle it through. It forgets what it's doing. And that's part of the armor. It could be better if I had a winning lotto ticket. I had a rough day at work, and one of my kids is sick. Well, we're all course, school started a couple weeks ago, so it's just in time for my little grot to bring home all of the plagues that children carry. So we've all had a little bit of something. Okay, I think that's all his skin, and the light is still doing it. What are you doing, light? Turn you down a hair? Maybe. This guy has most of his face out. Right. Nurgle loves public schools. So, have you guys been out there playtesting 3.5? How your game's been going? What you been working on? As you can hear, Mrs. Warboss coughing in the background, maybe. Zombies, always zombies. Well, zombies are always good. Yeah, I do suggest priming them before painting them, just because if you don't, then the paint can kind of come off. If you prime them, the paint is a lot harder to come off of there. And I just realized half of what I'm painting on here is armor plates. There we go. Yeah, apple bear and all the craft paints. Yeah, craft paints, they'll stick to it if you prime it. If you don't prime it, then you end up with something like this, where the paint just randomly starts chipping off. I can see that, yeah. Combat Veteran does feel pretty strong because it's kind of supposed to be. You once per game you get 2 activations, which, if used correctly, can be like the entire linchpin of your game plan. I have I have a couple lists written up for Battle Brothers, for all the different flavors of Battle Brothers. That, turn one, okay, we're getting in position, and then turn two with the double activations for the squads are just rip and tear. I think don't quote me on this, but I think in one of the updates he did, Combat veteran can only be done by one squad per turn. So that will rein it in a bit. Mm-hmm. Priming in blue, the airbrushing something. Well, yeah, it'd be like a cool like zenithal effect to it. Right. I think. Yeah. Well, no, his toes. Yes, always use matte primer. If you use a satin or if you use a gloss, the paint might not stick at all, anyways. I've learned that the hard way. Okay, well that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. If you're in the middle of a campaign, I don't expect you to switch over to 3.5 yet, or to test any 3.5. Strange. Some of them have like two gloves, and some of them only have one. Yeah. Yeah, we have the last game of our campaign to finish up. But, we're doing live streams every night. We kind of run out of time in the week to do it. But I think we are going to, yeah, we're going to finish that one on 3.4. Just to put a bow on it and to keep everything cohesive, at least. Yeah. So, easiest way to paint skeletons: spray them white, leave them outside overnight, and they are officially weathered. This brush is not happy with me all of a sudden. Evening, Scott. Blood Ravens army you collected last time. That's pretty cool. Blood Ravens is a pretty. I like the color scheme for Blood Ravens. And plus, there was a there was a ton of people that started Blood Ravens armies right after Dawn of War happened, and that's where we got a whole lot of new people in the game. How skeletons have combat veterans and zombies don't? Well, zombies, they're all babies. Because if you have a veteran zombie, he's probably completely rotted and fallen apart. Thousand Sun. There are a Thousand Suns chapter. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah, for the Saurians, the armor is going to be getting a lot of Aztec gold. It's kind of a green gold. And just so that we can get ah, and just so that we can get something like completed tonight, so that we can get like full vision on what I'm thinking for this color scheme. I think I'm just gonna finish these 10 guys or 11 with the hero. And then we'll go from there. Fine. Q&A tag. Get that off the screen. Is there any difference paint-wise between the resin and the plastic? Not really. I mean, once you get the primer on there, it is, the paint sticks all the same. I mean, this is a plastic one. I just, and the only way I can tell them apart now, other than a few little supports that were left over after they took them off the printer, is that one's on gray bases, the plastic ones are on gray bases, and the resin ones are on blacks. Hi. What color? It's orange. This is the color of their skin. Ahoy. Yes. Yes, up close, the quality on these is great. I'll tell you, the people they have making their plastics for them is just knocking it out of the park with these. And the music. Why the music stop? Play, damn it. There you go. This is another plastic one. Another thing I like about the tier system is we got to see the expansions that they put on it. Yeah, lizard. And I like that the expansion boxes are like 4 squads and big dudes. So we're not going to be paying $60 for 3. Yeah, like my fantasy Saurians, they're all blue and green. So I was like, I need to make these different because I did have I in the beginning I did make my first Saurian Starhost army the same color, and I would throw them in to separate them before I did a game. So this way, I'll know, and the Grimdark ones will be a little bit brighter. I realize I'm away from the camera. There we go. Like the cyan for the... Oh yeah, there was for all the geckos I did before, I was using this color here. This, not that color. This color, prismatic bolt. Do I miss if the Emperor had a speech device? Of course I miss it. I was really getting into that. And the way they ended it with Kitten on Mars. Oh no. So the different stuff. There was Kitten on Mars. There was the Deceiver and the Dark Elves. They fought through the Webway, and things were definitely getting convoluted and messy. But of course, you got 5 different storylines or whatever they're doing. But, well, like I said at the beginning, I'm running an experiment on tonight's stream, and it seems to be working. We shall see. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Terminus Decree makes no sense at all now anyways. When am I going to make a Fab Stodies? You know, the funny thing is, I saw those files kicking around. And especially now, because the Custodian Army only takes like 10 models, I might just do it. Like I said last night, I'm not a big fan of like elite melee armies because I like having the girth to throw around. But for the meme, a Fab Stodies army would be great. Well, I haven't looked at the new update for 3.5. I heard that there was one that dropped today, and today I was busy, and I got home, and since I knew I was going to be doing a paint stream, I didn't even look. Because if I look now, it would probably be another update tomorrow. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. We could have our T-Rex dude be an albino. Roar. Look, he's half painted already. I've been trying to set up a Jackal's army to print for, well, about a week now. But every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna print this, the rules change. I'm like, all right. Relentless is good now. Yes, Relentless is good now. It's no longer, you have to stand still, get 2 hits. Okay, let's see here. Let me stop the chat for a second. Is the Terminus Decree one of these I'll save the universe by destroying it kind of things? It used to be. Before the previous Grey Knight Codex, it was an ornate box that only the Grand Master of the Grey Knights knew what it was, and it was a mystery on what it was in there. Everyone's speculating. Maybe it's like a virus that kills all Astartes. Maybe it's something that implodes the Terra system, something along those lines. But now, with the new Grey Knight Codex, Games Workshop couldn't help themselves. They're like, oh no, there's a mystery. We must solve it. And now the Terminus Decree is pretty much a piece of notebook paper inside of a box that says, hey, if the Emperor ever wakes up for any reason, you guys got to put him back on the Golden Throne. Okay, bye. So, not the greatest change, and that caused a big uproar with like the Grey Knight community and stuff for a while. But I'll just add that. I'll chalk that up to GW don't. The GW lore kind of sucks right now. Yeah, the volcanic doors do look kind of neat. All right, Scott. Talk to you later. Yeah, my headcanon is now literal notes scribbled on notebook paper. Yep. Like it's such a bad change that it's one of those. This has to be chaos shenanigans. And the way it's written too, like I was listening to, like Northern Exile has done like 4 videos on the Terminus Decree, and he's like, it's such a bad cop out that he is trying to come up with a theory on how it's going to lead into other lore things, and it's like, man, it just is what it is now. TTS is my go-to lore. You know, that's not too far. That's not too bad. Yeah. with a yellow crayon with a circle that pointing to it says Earth, EARF. Get a little sticky there. See, this is why I usually use a lot of flow improver, because I don't have much in this at all, because I like the vibrancy of it without it, but the brush starts to feel kind of sticky after a while. Because I've been on this color for, what, 20 minutes? But the 40K lore writing, I think, has gone pretty downhill. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of runway to do whatever he wants with the Havoc Gods. And I like it. I kind of like that a lot of OPR is open-ended. And there's a lot of room to like make your own stories and stuff, and it kind of like 40K used to be. Yeah. OPR lore is whatever you make it to be. They give you like the very basest of base desires of the different armies and say, alright, go fight. Horus Heresy is where it's at. Well, okay, as somebody who's been playing for forever, I kind of prefer back when the Horus Heresy was the time of myth and legends. Not 18 dudes with daddy issues that it kind of turned into. Hey, hey, Taco. I'm going to say, hey, Fitz. Hi. Hi, me. Alright, last skin here. We're officially out of material. Get out of here. Yeah. The art dying has kind of hurt my soul a little bit. The Broken Truth models are definitely more durable, but not bendy. Is this a plastic? No, that's a resin. Let's see here. Plastic? Yes, plastic. See, this is a plastic one. And if you do that on a resin model, it would have just shattered. So they not bendy. Yep. God, now that you say that, there is an awful lot of goon material for 40K. I've noticed that a lot of the art that you find in the fan community is like stuff that gets commissioned by other people. There's not very many doing it for the love of the game kind of artists out there for the 40K stuff. But you're right. 80% of the new stuff I see for 40K is just gooner stuff. And, you know, controversial opinion of the actual source material aside, I kind of liked when they came out with the female Custodes thing. I kind of liked the artist that was doing the comics with the female Custodes. He was actually Zinch Demon that found their way in there. I liked where that was going, but I'm pretty sure that got shut down hard. Chainmail bikini vibes, yeah. Alright, so we're going to focus on just these guys first, and we're going to get them done, just so I can be like, look, it is all finished product that you guys don't normally see. We normally, I bite off way more than I can chew, so I know I can get these done at least. Mm-hmm. Or an OPR, you can make up any reason why they would be on the same team. Got some strapping. As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that really matters. As long as you got some cool models to go with them. Alright, let's do his strappings. Ah! Hired reverse exterminators. Mm-hmm. Oh, this barely shows up at all against that orange. Huh. Okay, we're going to have to switch that. Darker brown. Yeah, it's just more, like I said, it's more open-ended. That's what makes it good. Nope. Satchel brown. There we go. That shows up better. Problem is, I think that's the only strapping they have is their leg plates. Oh. No, wait, you can do that part. All right, happy engineer. See you later. We'll do their under armor brown here. So then that will pop a little bit against the gold, hopefully. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, let's go from this side. Yep, Space Gators in the background. Now I can see all the spots I missed with the orange. Damn it. My thoughts on next month's Goblin release? Goblins are always good. That's my commentary about it.
No way. Commentary?
Yeah.
Whatever you say, comrade. Does that smell cannabis to you?
No, it just smells like it's been sitting for a while. Where was it? On the floor?
No, it's hanging up. That's the problem.
Oh, then yeah, it does.
Son of it.
Sorry, Uncle C just got home. Oh, he's gone again. He just popped down here for a hoodie. You can hear him running across the house up there. Hey, Russ, how you doing? Oh. Oh, you ran into a couple of your YouTubers today. Where'd you go today? Is there a convention? Of course, even in space, there's leather. Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. Did GW have a reason for not doing space lizards? Well, actually, there were space lizards all the way in the beginning, but then they just, I don't know, maybe they weren't selling. But they made the space lizards into the old ones that are no longer around. Oh, cool, ballistic high speed. That's just random to run into a true meta Buffalo Wild Wings. I'd be like, what's up, dudes? I have an idea to blow something up. Just don't say don't say RPG. Well, that's cool. All right. Awesome. Yes, I've seen the knights with boobs. Hey, Daddy Fat Stack, how you doing? How you doing? Just painting up some lizards. Hey, I went to Famous Dave's today for lunch because we had someone from corporate there walking around doing an inspection. Well, not really an inspection. They were doing a little walk and talk with us. And I got to tell them all kinds of fun stories today. Oh, I forgot to say happy birthday. So if I was going to use, what would I use? If I was going to use blue, what would I use against that for the armor bits? It depends on the blue. Like I got a couple of new blues today. Well, I got one old blue and I got this new blue. Kind of a blue green. If I was going to use this, I would do a dark leather on it. So it would probably be a black or maybe this against it, just to give a little bit of contrast to it. Um, or like if I was using blue, if I was doing blue scales, then it would be the lighter, like hardened leather. Like the reason I switched to this is because the hardened leather did not show up next to the orange. It's like the same wavelength as the orange. Painting gives you so much anxiety. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, OPR is the best one to be painting on because even if you royally F a model, which I'll let you know in my painting career, my painting time doing miniatures, I have royally effed models, but you could just print more. Problem solved. And especially if you, yeah, it's really easy to fix them, especially if you have them printed. You just get a bucket of acetone, just leave it in there for like 20 minutes, and all that paint will fall right off. That's half the fun. Like on my hard drive right now, I have so many cool files that I'm like, I'm gonna make an army out of this one day, and then it just sits there. All right, so that is the end of the browns. Let's go ahead and move on to the armor. Well, I'm gonna get some Diet Coke over here first. Feed my Coke addiction. Yeah. Okay, now for the armor. Where is... I only have like 10 paints up here and I still lost it. There it is. Aztec Gold. And push them all back over there. Mixy mixy. Yes, I did. Well, honestly, I haven't looked at it, but I did hear that they have made mini Titans. So you can get something that is not 1,000 points to put on the board. Yeah. What if OPR did a full Titan Lord's army? That would be cool. I have a feeling they are not going to go that grim dark on the lore. Stop moving. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I hit the focus there. Thank you. Yeah, it would be nice to have like a medium-sized dino, like something like a Carnotaurus or something midway between. Just a dino that, like, when I want to, when I got like 200 points to spend, and I don't want to put another squad of like Saurians in there. Yeah, we'll just do the whole thing there. Ooh. Berserker's dark. Blah blah blah. All right, Necromancer. Have a good night. I just realized his hand should be orange, but now it's going to be gold. It's part of his armor. Ever thought about doing exodites? Yes, I have thought about doing exodites. What color for the spiky bits? Well, I am going to use something that contrasts the hell out of what I'm doing. I think that Thunderbolt Blue I showed off earlier would probably be a good choice. Let's switch out to a bigger brush. This is taking a minute. One. Yes. There we go. When in doubt, bigger brush. If you missed a little part, paint it gold. It's all right. We won't tell him. No one will notice. We won't tell nobody. Have a good night, Taco. How am I finding the new rules? I like them. Unless you mean where am I literally finding them? It's on the beta army builder. Yeah, I'm liking the new rules. I mean, they're changing. I kind of enjoy that they are changing every day. It's one of those every day I get to go back and be like, "Woo, that's cool." What do I think of the wild orc changes? Oh, did he change wild orcs? I didn't look at the changes from today. Like I said, I was busy. What do they change on the wild orcs? Tell me, tell me, tell me. What do you think? What do you do? What do you do? Double dark is a good term. Awesome. I don't know, Terrainaholic, but that sounds like that's usually what that rule means. Yeah, I really like with the starter set they put the different levels on it, and that you get even at the base level, you get 50 models for $100. That's crazy. Well, what's the rules say? Type it out. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't looked at today's update. I was busy today. Awesome. Yeah, it's like $50 dice, smaller mat, uh, tokens, some of their MDF terrain. Yeah, the funny thing is, I saw the video yesterday that Chris put out about from Good Enough Gaming about is the box too much? And immediately I turned his video on and I pulled out the GW website and I'm like, all right, let's see. What are you talking about? And he was talking about the $490 tier all the way at the top. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. So yeah, at the at the very top, that's a very I want to be a over the top supporter sort of thing. Oh, I gotta go back to orange to a lot of stuff. It's a pretty good deal. Yeah, I was talking about Good Enough with his video yesterday. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I pulled up all the GW starter sets and I was like, okay, let's compare prices. Then I saw what he was talking about. Like for the full blown everything. I'm like, okay, yeah. Oh, oh. What can you get a GW for $50? Three Space Marines. You can't even get three Space Marines for $50. They're like 65 something for the boxes of three dudes. Like five paint pots. Actually, yeah. Yeah, the 490 tier is pricey, but it does come with a lot of stuff. It comes with like a full neoprene mat. You get the acrylic dice for the custom acrylic dice for stuff. You get like double the terrain. You get all the models, all 98 models that they have. Yeah. Tell you what, the 180 for that master set, though, I think that is where the deal is because that's where you get the big stuff. Some of the big stuff. You don't get the ankylosaur and the big spider walker, but I think that's where the most value point is. Yeah, yeah. Even that one. What's that one like? Two something. At that point, I looked up the GW starter boxes. They're like, oh God, the number 310 is in my head. I think that's for like the big starter set they have, and even that's only like 55 models or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's why whenever I've been fighting the fight when someone goes 3D printing, the printers are so expensive. I'm like, do you realize how much you spend on plastic if you buy GW stuff? Since they destroyed Warhammer Fantasy. Ooh. Yeah, they've had they've had price updates or adjustments every year, and now it's reached ludicrous levels. Yeah. Well, you know, today I did a lot of. It's gonna sound. I love it when I say this. It always raises an eyebrow, but I did a lot of floor stripping today. And when I do that, I get to listen to a lot of YouTube. So I kept going to different videos. And I watched a tactical tortoise video today, or at least I watched the beginning of a tactical tortoise video where he he was like, I took six greater demons. Or it was like two bloodthirsters, two great unclean ones, Zinch Demon and Bellicor, to a grand tournament, blah blah blah. And then I thought about it. I was like, I wonder how much that is now. So I looked up the numbers. That is over $1,000 for six models. They're like 109. They're like 100 and something, high 100 and something dollars each. I think it's like $164 each. Something ridiculous. I remember when starters, when the battle boxes were $50 and you got like 45 models in them. Oh God, Australian dollars. I feel sorry for you guys down there. GW is still sore about the whole, prison colony thing. Yeah, the Australians will be getting dicked over by GW for a while. I remember. Wah, I remember when they did that the price break between the different countries because everything used to back in the day be tracked to pound sterling and whatever your conversion rate was. That's what you paid, or you paid like maybe $1 or two extra just to like round it to a decent number. But then the day they were like, no more of this, and then they shut down. You couldn't buy from online retailers in England and have them shipped over. Did I skip his feet? No, I got his feet. Oh, that was a dark day. That was when Australians pretty much were like going dark. Screw you, GW. But then of course the prices. Oh, I missed that leather. The price has gone up twice as much since. Let's see here. Tons of printers. Is wondering how I could lose money on it. LOL. Imagine a Skaven army built for hordes. Yeah. What do they put on GW miniatures? Is it gold? The funny thing is, I don't know if it's true now, but you used to be GW models used to cost more than silver. Their weight in silver. I forgot his tailpiece. Yeah, we used to order from the UK all the time back in the 90s. Horse Heresy Age of Darkness is 350. Yup. Just gonna say this, you piqued my curiosity to the point I can just log off my game so I can devote my attention. Okay. Remember lead? Yes, I remember lead. Yes. A lot of the old models too they're like deteriorating because of lead rot because they've been that long. They're that old now that a lot of them are just going Pleh. Yeah. I think no, I don't have them anymore. But we used to do BattleTech stuff. That one of the guys would had a lead caster or a lead spinner caster in his garage, and he would make the BattleTech stuff for us. Even then, what mechs were like $10 a piece, and I guess we were just cheap. Right. Yeah. If it's just like not sealed or painted, if it's still in like the original packaging, which a lot of people had like in collections and stuff, like on the wall, you'll just get that lead rot bloom on them. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when blue stuff first came out, the Umaru or however you say it, like the kind of silicone stuff that you could just mold in hot water. Yeah, whitish. That's what lead rot is. It's like a whitish powder that starts, but eventually just blooms on the model and it kind of falls apart. But I felt kind of assholeish because as soon as that stuff came out, I went to the game store and I showed the guys how to make two-part molds out of it right in front of the store owner, and he was like, "Huh, all right, Fitz, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you're trying to sell stuff. I forgot." Yeah, we'll just do his hands cold. Yep. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Like no, I don't know, but I think that the Grimdark Future Ratman will be coming soon. Trademark quotation marks allegedly. Yeah, we got. I think the goblins are only going to be like. I think he said a 2-month release, maybe a 3-month if he adds some new stuff onto them. No, once the rot starts, you just have to like. You can stop it by cutting that part off. Eh, I did. All right, get to that one in a second. All right, get back here. I'll tell you what, it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem they're putting out more armies than you can paint in a year. Yeah, the goblins. Yeah, they're only really they're sub faction size, but they're fun. They're a fun sub faction. Tell you what, something I've noticed as time has gone on, we're starting to see a whole lot less of the "oh my god, 3.5 sucks" posts. So it tells me it's going in the right direction. So if you're updating the world books with new faction editions, I don't know. I don't know. Wait, minis can rot? The old lead ones can. And it's not just like minis. It's old lead. It can powderize. Well, powderize. It just the lead just oxidizes over the course of many years. It will just kind of poof into a powder. But again, that's if it's not painted. Yeah, I'll go back with the orange. Get the hands. Well, they started to, but we're talking about like old stuff, like 80s and early 90s. Right. And I really enjoy the fact that we're getting to Shape 3.5 through playtesting and feedback. It's not like some other companies that just kind of poop out the rules once every 3 years and go, there, take it. Yeah. And that's another, another bonnet in the cat for OPR. If the rules change, it's not like, here, take this PDF and update your update your codexes that you paid $80 for. No, it's hey, rules are free, rules are changed. There you go. Have fun. Do some of the rules feel kind of situational? Some of them do. Some of them do. Like the you have to be 9 inches away or you have to be closer than 9 inches to somebody, and most of those rules kind of fall in line with the flavor of the army. Unless you're me and you put everything you put everything in APCs with shotguns. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like when I got my new printer, I justified it. I think it I think in my head I justified the price of a new printer within 3 plates. Like within printing 3 just plates of models. I was like, "Oh, if I bought GW plastic, I would have spent more than the printer." Exactly. That's what we ran last night. I had a shotgun squad in one. The list originally had 2 shotgun squads, but I wanted to try out the berserkers. So we had shotguns and berserkers in 2 separate APCs. Good night. That's not armor. Those are going to be bones. Those claws. Something like that. That would be very cool. Yeah, the iron shotguns in the APC. I didn't want to do that. If it was like me taking it somewhere to be competitive, I'd be like, absolutely, we're gonna wreck everything with these shotguns. But even though we're testing things, some of the lists do have teeth, but not that much teeth. Especially for testing, because I just know that's gonna do good. The wave motion gun. Ooh, which one was that? The wave motion gun. Oh. Yep. Oh, the gravity shotguns. Yeah. Oh yeah, that squad. That squad was silly. The gravity cannon squad. 4 shots apiece. If they roll a 6, it becomes blast of 3. Oh yeah, that was silly. Some of the stuff in the beginning, I was choosing armies because I saw people like on social media, like a lot of the complaints that I saw are what fueled the first couple of tests. Kind of as a, the sky is not falling. Watch me make this shot. Ba-bam! Now we're moving into the I'm curious territory. So, like, tomorrow, hopefully, it's going to be vampiric undead zombie kind of horde. Because zombies are cheaper than, or I can't get as many zombies as I could before because well, they might have changed it now because when I made the list, the dude can't summon zombies anymore, so I can't bring. What did I bring? I can't bring 120 zombies anymore through summoning. So it's got like 60 zombies. It's got 3 of the dread, the drained leaders. They have the resurrection aura, and then it's got 3 corpse carts giving out the super vampiric undead ability, which again might have changed. I haven't looked at it yet. Then finally, I'm taking this thing off the back. I'm taking this thing out there. It's in the army. You know, he like that zombie army. I'm sure he will love to play it, but I think tomorrow he's distracted an awful lot. He's been grabbed by Roblox and a tablet, so rolling dice in the garage with his dad, I think, is going to wait for a little bit. Just because on a live stream, I can see him kind of getting into it and then just being not into it real quickly. Do I think they go to Blast 2? Probably not. Probably not. OPR, Tano is pretty set on OPR being a multiples of 3 game. Like Blast of 3, Tough of 3, Specialist Squads of 3. Or multiples of 3s. Deadlies and multiples of 3s, so... Unless someone can get in there and change his mind, or he has an epiphany, I don't see him changing that. Ooh, ossified undead AP -2. I like it. I like it. You know what I think would be cool is if they did a double release. Like with the ossified and the ghostly undead, because, you know, there's only so much excitement you can get for different flavors of ghosts. I mean, some of the models are going to be cool, like the nightmares and the coaches and stuff and the undead cavalry, but like for the troops, I mean, ghost with scythe, ghost with stick, ghost with 2 sticks. I mean, there's only so much you can do there. But if it would be cool if you did like a double release of the ghostly and the ossified undead. You know, stretch it out for 8 or 9 months, and every month you get something for both armies. Did I hear about the recent Roblox controversy? Yes, I have. That's why he's very monitored on what he plays on Roblox. All right, well, okay, well, just look at this. You've made 3 unique flavors of ghosts. That's 1 month of an OPR release. Oop, music has stopped. And the gold is complete. All right, let's pop to the next one. Yes. Make sure this is the right. Yes. Yeah, like in the beginning, having 3 flavors of Ghost would be fine because they could spread that out over a couple months. But now, good lord, they release like 6 units a month for both systems. Get another Diet Coke break. Oh, all right. Okay. Let's go back and retouch some of the orange because there's definitely some spots I missed. I just stuck my finger in that. All right, there we go. Nuclear sunrise. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too with the Vampiric Undead is they took, well, again, last night when I looked at it, they took away the zombie ambush or the zombie tunneler. I love the paint names. I do love that. I love the paint names too. There's all kinds of stuff on here. Ooh, down there. Ooh. Let's see if I can go over the gold. Oh, I can go over the gold. It's going to be a little shiny. Don't look at that. Don't notice the shiny. Montezuma's, it's got to be brown. What are you doing? There we go. Yeah, it's fine there. Let him be shiny as a treat. Yep. So we'll do the old Bob Ross trick. I know it's there, and you know it's there, so it'll be our little secret. Chocolate. This just goes to show you don't be scared to paint because even I F up. Yeah, one there. I forgot the thing again. All What brush size? Oh, this might say it. It's a number 4. Printed up the hounds from Beastman, was looking at them, was like, I'm going to conquer fear, so I painted one up like a puma. I'm actually kind of proud of it. Good. Why do models look so much better when most were just painted even before you add washes and stuff? Because color on stuff is great. I prefer purple and blues with white armor for my Saurian Starhost, but the coast scheme looks good. Thank you. If I get a chocolate lab, his name will be Monty. Awesome. There's one of them. I missed like their whole. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's fine. Okay. I'll unplug that. I suffer from that too, but it's the opposite. It cannot look like the box. And quite honestly, the whole reason I picked orange for these guys is because I got this color to use on the crystalids, and I really liked it. So I was like, I want to use that again. And with those crystalids, like the pink primer, it came out looking like a blood orange. Here it is just a very vibrant orange. Yeah. I think it's funny that as time is going on with the more painting I've done, the brushes I use just get bigger and bigger. Probably because, I get less perfectionate about the paint because I know everything's gonna be on a table, and from 3-4 feet away, they look good. And that's what I'm going for. If I was doing like box art pictures, or if I was doing display minis, everything would have like 45. These models would have 45 different colors on them. All right. Well, it's a cold Titan. Just, put some baking soda in there and just paint it up like his head cracked. Do I have a UV curing station? Yes. I have one of those the big like UV lights that are like this over there in a Home Depot box or a Home Depot bucket that's lined with tinfoil. Why? Because I'm cheap. All right. Take this and let's do those. Let's do those spiky bits. Thunderbird blue. Why? Because it's gonna contrast the shit out of this color scheme. Everything's looking kind of monotone right now, all in the same color range. So let's change that. Does it work? Yes, it works. Leftover resin out of the turning plate. Where you find that one's color on the other side of the color wheel to make things pop in little areas. Yes. Yes. Let's see what we got. Ooh. 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 Interesting. Let's let that dry. Toes? No, toes are going to be bone color. This guy has quite a few of these. Yes. That's a little splash of color. That is something like this, like you take one part and do on the opposite side of the color wheel, just to give her a little pop. That's something that I've recently started doing, and even then, it's not with all of them. Oh yeah. Okay. Now that we're here, let's look at these things. If I do, well, let's just do it. If I do this, then with a wash, it's going to dull everything on the inside. That might come out good. I might have to do 2 layers of wash on this. But we shall see. Go right back, right back through the other direction. Ooh. I could do that. No, as I touched them. Get back in there. I touched it. No, we're dry. Okay. He doesn't have any. This one. All right. Now we're going to go to the metallics. Yeah. As I drop that all the way to the floor. There it is. Wash this one out. Alright. I'm going to be real dull and just start with broadsword silver. And then start with you. Do this, and we'll do the edges here. We might change that later. We'll see. And I think that's all we're going to do on there, this actual silver. All right. This guy is getting his little back thingy in silver. Oh yeah, this isn't the only. This isn't the only thing we're gonna put on here. It's a good thing I didn't do all the models on the table. I'd still be doing orange on them. are you doing? Keep going. There we go. Then those. Yeah, I think with the rest of the Saurians, they're all going to be like a different skin color, but they're all going to be along the same lines. Like I might do like some desert yellow. I might do some more reddish orange. But they're all going to be along the same lines. Again, one of the reasons I like doing that with these guys is so I can quickly identify them in a box. Ooh, okay, he's got one silver tab there. Oh, so what's going on out there, guys? Now, keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. I feel like we're getting close to the home stretch here. All right. Oh yeah, my son's in the 3rd grade, and I guess 3rd grade is where they teach him about 9/11. And so he came home today and he asked me all about it, and I told him what happened, and he goes, when I went to go tuck him into bed earlier, he says he was scared. I'm like, scared of what? Scared of the big building coming down? I'm like, Evan, there's not a single big building in this entire town. He's like, but what if the biggest building in the world fell over? I'm like, that's on the other side of the world. But what if there's like a shock wave and stuff? I'm like, oh God, son, go to bed. But, you know, I was the same way when I was his age. think when I was 5 or 6, my parents let me watch Terminator 2. And I was convinced everything was going to explode in a nuclear explosion. Alright, so that part's done. Yep. I had an uncle who worked down the street from the Twin Towers. And then, seeing my majority of my family was in New York, and I was 17. I had not quite turned 18 yet. Decided that we were going to go up there and help them with excavation. So that was fun. Can't look at that. Okay, next. Bone color, because we got teeth and stuff to do. A littler brush on this one. Broken tooth. Oh, those teeth are pretty orange, but then claws. Flow Aid. It is Liquitex Flow Aid additive. And the reason why I do that, well, it happened in the first part of the video. If I'm working a color for a while, the brush will get kind of sticky. Well, not really sticky, but I can start to feel it dragging on the model. And put a couple drops of that in there, and it's not a problem anymore. Yeah. 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 It is also good for making really good bulk washes. See, I hit most of the teeth with the orange already anyways. Yeah, well, I got a couple little details I want to hit with these. They're probably not going to get to tonight. But, well, you know what? I don't need to do those details. No one's going to see it. I know the text was you. I got to see the opening sentence of it. But if I open it, the stream goes dead. All right. And then, where did I put that? Where did I put that? For all the tongues, I got a little bit of Princess Peach out. Right, Princess Peach? Yeah, Princess Pink. Princess Peach. What is this? Mario. Well, thank you. That's the first one. Oh, I missed that one. Storage drive died, and gonna have to re-download and reslice so much. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna throw a wash on these. Do the marine wash to them, and then once that's done, it's not gonna be done tonight, or it's not gonna be dry enough to do anything else. I'm gonna go through with a dry brushing of, where is it at? This stuff here. The Vallejo Game Color Metallic, that's a really like bright silver. I'm going to do that on the guns and on the edges of the sword. And yeah. So where is it? There it is. Let's get juicy. Probably more. There we go. And there it is. Oh, and I forgot his pipes. Yeah, I'll go back and do his pipes after the wash. Okay, let's start with this one. All right. Welcome back. On the face. All right, so there's a wet wash. Oh, you like the sorty things? Well, good. What is that, like a soft tone? This is custom marine juice that we made. It's 1 part Lamia medium, 1 part Reichland Flesh Shade, and 1 part Oil Stains from Army Builder, or Army Painter. Army Builder. Good Lord, who remembers Army Builder? I remember Army Builder when it used to be like on your friendly local game store shelf as a single disc. Yeah, the good old days. The first app we had where we didn't have to handwrite everything. Yeah, it was the first, like, it wasn't linked to a codex, so you're just like, I'm going to make every army. And then you could download all the different game systems too. I was making army lists for dystopian wars and like games never heard of before. Like there was a Judge Dredd game. I was like, this sounds cool. I'm gonna make an army for this. And then I never played it, of course. almost done. Yeah, I'm still debating on what color I'm gonna do. There's these little glowy bits on the back, so the wash would just dull it down anyway. So I'll make that decision afterwards. Yeah. I had to go through and delete a lot of my OPR lists because they're all stored locally on your device you use, and whenever I'd open up Army Builder or the Army Forge, it would kind of chug. I was like, oh, once they told me they're all stored locally. That explains it. Hold on. Two of my cats back there did not want to just agree on something. Yep. Yep. That will be next week's painting. Hey, Mr. Pod. Yeah, I'm doing good. You're popping in right towards the end. I'm gonna get this wash on. Then we're gonna show off the first one. Should be dry-ish by that point. And I just literally had a fly run right into my marine juice, killing me here. And they're doing the backstroke. I'm sure you would be able to make it apocalypse sized. I was trying to consolidate some stuff out in the garage and realized, like, Mummified Undead is like one of the armies I have the most of out there. Probably just because you kept suggesting armies for it in the beginning when I first started making stuff. Out of curiosity, do you ever have prints that just don't come out right, but you're kind of attached to them? I had a hound come out looking weird and chunky, and I freaking love him. I have, I have a whole drawer next to me of stuff that is misprinted, but I just don't want to throw out. One of those I'll find a use for it one day. Drawers. Yeah. Yeah. Pay over 10,000. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, not my son. My son's bougie. He's like, he doesn't take misprints. He's like, no, I want a good one. Fine. We fire the printer up again. After putting pen, you can tell he's just so he ain't quite right. That boy just ain't right. Yeah, I think that's all for this guy. Yeah. All right. So that's our last one. Okay, let's go back and look at the first one. He should be dry-ish. Not entirely, but close enough. Let me get the fly out of my damn palette here. So, there we go. See, it's not quite dry yet, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, these are great. Ta-da. And then we'll go back. We'll do another dry brush of really bright silver on the guns just to make them pop a little bit. And then a couple little odds and ends. And for some reason, he's got a big old blob of this on his chest. And we'll wick that off. There we go. Yeah, that came out pretty good. Pretty good. Yes, the wash makes... The wash is what does it. Yeah, as we go through, or as I go through, I might... I don't know. I might stretch the Broken Truth painting for a while. Because there's so many just different things in here. But as we go on, like the different species of dinos will be different colors. Like these guys are going to be the nuclear orange. I might do the geckos, the ancient honey, maybe the gators, ochre, clay. And then the frog I might just do like bright ass green. I don't know, just to be different from everybody else. You can see all the little hairs and stuff still stuck to them. Oh, the support back there. Yeah, they didn't have all of the models set for plastic when they sent them to me. So that's the support too. So most of the models I got were 3D printed with their production resin. Yeah. And I'll tell you, they use some good stuff though. Like if you do buy the resin from them, it's really strong stuff. Do a poison. Oh, that's right. I could do a poison dart. That would be kind of cool. All right. I remember my GW friend being a huge snob when it comes to minis, but I think they look better than some of the GW stuff. Yeah. Paint him Cyberpunk Frog. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. What time is it? That's 11:30. We did good. 2.5 hours in this squad for 11 models. Ta-da. So that'll do it for me tonight. Yeah. I think I will stretch this. Yeah. Yep. I wish you were here earlier too, Mr. Pod. So that'll do it for us for tonight, guys. I hope you're having fun playing OPR wherever you are. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.